my most anticipated board games for the Essen Game Fair 2024. Thank you for joining me here at Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Every year we put out our most anticipated list for the Essen Game Fair, and it's right around the corner, and I wanted to give you my top 10, plus maybe a little extra ones that I'll throw in there as well. You know, we really do enjoy these top 10 lists. Last year we had games like The White Castle from De Vere. I still enjoy playing that. CGE put out Kutna Hora. These are some great games, and we have some more great games coming around the corner, so let's get started with today's top 10. So these first few games I've already played, and I want to share them with you. They're not really part of my top 10 most anticipated because those I'm reserving for games I have not played, but these first few I've really enjoyed and I want to share them. The first one is Perspectives. Now there's actually a new game coming to the Essen Game Fair, the Blue Box. Perspectives is a co-op mystery game where everyone is going to be getting clue cards and from their perspectives giving information to the group so that you can all figure out the answer to the mystery. I really enjoy these, so there's some more scenarios coming for that. The next one is a game coming from Stonemaier Games called Stamp Swap. Now this is for up to 5 players, and I've really enjoyed this drafting I split, you choose type game. So bringing these two mechanics, I enjoy drafting type games where you're collecting these tiles and then you have to decide how to put those different groups in, and then other players can choose what group they're going to put on their board. There's a lot more going on in the game. There's specialists that you can draft, these tiles that you're going to draft. It's all about stamps. I'm not a stamp collector, but I have really enjoyed this game all about stamps. And there's some really cool mechanics going on in Stamp Swap that you should check out. The other one in this group, and the last one before we get to the top 10, is Minos, Dawn of the Bronze Age, and that's from Board and Dice. There's a lot going on in this game. You are drafting different colored dice, going up tracks. Based on where you place dice, you're going to be taking different types of actions. Melissa and I did a review video that explained the game and explored our thoughts in the game, and I really highly recommend you checking out that video. It's a little bit longer, but it really shares what we thought about Minos from Board and Dice. Melissa probably enjoyed it a little bit more than I did, but I still enjoy playing it and getting it to the table. All right, let's do our top 10. All right, this first one is Grachtenpand, and this is for 2 to 4 players. You are drafting cards. You are picking a card from your hand, playing it down in front of you, and you're doing this all simultaneously with the other players and then passing your cards to the next player. So you're getting a new hand of cards that you're then placing down in front of you. Now, what you're doing is you're building houses on the Amsterdam canals. And I think that looks pretty cool with how that's all going to be arranged in front of you. Beautiful houses, and it plays pretty quickly, 20 to 30 minutes so. Number 9 is Zero to Hero, and this is from designer Martin Wallace. This is a trick-taking game for 3 to 5 players. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play. I enjoy trick-taking games, and this seems like a fun, unique twist on trick-taking where you are playing, it says tile-based, so I guess they're tiles that you're playing in front of you that you may not want to win a trick. If you're second, you may want to win, you may not want to win, because it doesn't sound like just because you win a trick, you automatically win points. You're summing up the tiles, and sometimes you may or may not want to do that. Now, there's this interesting rule in the game where if throughout the game you are getting 0 points, and then the next trick you get 5 or more points on that, then you automatically win the game. So it has that title of the game, Zero to Hero. And I'd love to play this, to check it out. Sounds fun. Zero to Hero from Martin Wallace. Number 8 is Lose, and this is coming from Yellow, another trick-taking game. Now, what's interesting about this one is you have your hand of cards in front of you, but all the numbers are facing away, so all your opponents can see your numbers. You can see the colors, the suits of your cards. So you're trying to guess based on what the other people have, their numbers, based on what they have. You're trying to guess what numbers you have to play the right cards at the right time. It has this beautiful cathedral look to it, and I'm excited to play Lose from Yellow. It's for 3 to 5 players. I think it takes about 30 minutes to play. Number 7 is Stevens. Now, I believe Capstone Games is going to be bringing this to the United States. I'm not sure who's going to be releasing it over at Essen, but I'm looking forward to this game. A little bit more on the heavier side than some of the games I've already mentioned. This is not a trick-taking game, fast game. This is a 1 to 2 hour game, and it says it plays 1 to 4 players. This is a game all about glass makers, their set collection and worker placement. It says there's a unique action selection mechanism in the game. And on your turn, players are going to choose from a variety of options. So enjoy that in a game. The theme looks cool with glass makers, and enjoy the mechanics, set collection, and worker placement. So hopefully it's not more than a 2 hour game. Those sometimes can be a little bit long, not only time-wise, but to get to the table. But 1 to 2 hours sounds right about right for this game, Stevens. Number 6 is Spectacular. This is coming from Chili Fox Games. This is for 1 to 6 players and takes about 20 to 30 minutes to play. So can support more players and plays pretty short. Sounds interesting to me because you are creating and developing your own animal park. You select animals and dice, and the dice represent food for the animals. So the combination of the tiles plus the dice plays pretty quickly, up to 6 players. Cool theme. Let's try it out. Number 5. All right, we're in our top 5 here. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time on these. Number 5 is Beyond the Horizon, and this is coming from Cranio Creation Games. It plays 2 to 4 players and takes about 1.5 hours to 2 hours to play, so a little bit bigger of a game. This is a civilization game where players compete to become the most influential society in history. So it sounds like there's some 4X things going on, expanding and exploring, developing, producing, researching, technological advancement. That all sounds really cool to me. Excited to see what Chili Fox is bringing to this game. Not only is there worker placement in this game, but there's also the tech advancements, or like a tech tree, tech tracks. I'm excited to see what that brings to the table in Beyond the Horizon from Cranio Creations. Number 4 is Intarsia, and this is from Pegasus Spiel or Deep Print Games. Hopefully I'm saying the name correctly. If not, you can let me know in the comments how to pronounce this game. This is for 2 to 4 players, takes about 40 to 60 minutes to play. You're assembling a parquet floor with wooden ornaments in the game, so it has some pattern building and set collection. Players are going to compete for the contracts for redesigning the parquet floor and embellishing it with, I guess, what they call Intarsias. This game sounds like there might be some connection to Azul, and I'm not sure exactly what mechanics are, or is it just the theme, but it looks pretty and it has some of the mechanics that I find enjoyable. I'm excited to also see that there's different ways of playing the game with an A side and a B side to the floor plan. So I'm excited about Intarsia from Pegasus Spiel. Number 3 is SETI from CGE. This is for 1 to 4 players, takes about 40 to 160 minutes to play. So could play pretty quick, could play pretty long, probably really depends on the game and the number of players. In this game, you're searching for signs of alien life by launching probes and analyzing distant signals. Now, SETI stands for Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. I believe this is based off of some real science stuff, so that sounds interesting to me. We've played some games like Search for Planet X or Search for UAPs, and that's from another company, but it has some of that same theme to this game, SETI. Excited to see what this brings to the table. It is a Euro game, and you're going to lead a scientific institution tasked with searching for traces of life beyond planet Earth. Explore nearby planets and their moons by launching probes from Earth and taking advantage of the planetary positions. Sounds like there's lots of cards in the game. It says over 200 cards, so I'm not sure if that's some like Terraforming Mars vibe going on or not, because that's a game that has a lot of cards in it. But SETI sounds cool theme-wise. Sounds like it's got based on some real science. I've enjoyed CGE games. It seems like they put a lot of good work into making sure it's a good developed game. So excited to play SETI from CGE. Number 2 is Daitoshi from Devir. This plays 1 to 4 players. Takes about 2 hours to play. Seems like this is probably one of the heavier games that I've talked about today, on the longer side playtime. In this game, you're going to use the power of steam to do business and expand your factory in the big city. I believe the main mechanic in this game is worker placement. It has a modular board, so excited about that. On your turn, you're going to either produce or move your player piece to a new district where you can send your workers to work, command to exploit the forest or the river, hexes to fuel your endless need for steam, and perform an action to expand and show your greatness to the city. Now, these actions are not only going to help you in your search for knowledge, but also help the inhabitants in the big city. So I'm not sure how that's all going to work together. Enjoy worker placement type games, enjoy games from Devir. This seems like it's going to be on the heavier side, so excited to play Daitoshi from Devir. Alright, number 1 is Resafa. This is coming from Delicious Games. They put out some really amazing games over the past few years that I've enjoyed playing. Woodcraft recently, Praga, Caput Regni, Underwater Cities a few years ago. All those games I really enjoy playing. Now, they are a little bit on the heavier side, but I enjoy playing them. It sounds like Resafa might be just my cup of tea. This is for 1 to 4 players. Takes about 60 to 150 minutes to play. This is designed, again, from Vladimir Suchy. Set in the Middle East, but the 3rd century AD. In the game, players are going to be merchants, and they're going to travel around to buy and sell goods in the different cities. The problem is Resafa has no local source for water, so it relies on these big cisterns of water to make the area habitable. You're going to build water tanks and distribute the water to different regions, and you're going to build workshops to help your business grow, allowing you to collect resources and camels, and then construct gardens. So you're making this desert area lush and green, trying to disperse the water around. I'm excited to see not only the gameplay, but how the board will look when it's all done, because it sounds like it's going to be really bland and then maybe be really beautiful by the end. I'm excited to play Resafa from Delicious Games. Let me know down in the comments if there are games that you're excited that will be debuted at Essen Game Fair. Now, all these games that I've mentioned should be available to purchase. I didn't mention any that are for demo. There were some on the list. I think there was like 1,000 games on the list that were at the BGG list that were going to be available, or at least shown off at the Essen Game Fair. And I tried to whittle them down to make sure that these games were able to purchase at the game fair. There were some that I saw that were going to be demoed. I'm like, ooh, I'm interested in that too, but I'm going to wait and be patient for those, because I'm sure they'll be released later, either this year or they'll be shown off next year at some convention in 2025. And speaking of conventions, you need to check out TantrumCon. That's going to be in January 2025. TantrumCon.com. Get your badges now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down in the comments what games you're excited about.